Hello and welcome to another edition of On the Prowl. I'm the voice of the Cougars, Everett German, and we're on the prowl today. We're going to head down to Orlando, Florida. We're going to talk women's basketball with one of our true freshmen, Anilys Rolon, joining us here. And Anilys, first of all, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, now just to let you know, Anilys, you can kind of lay back, just sit back, relax, chill. You and I were just gonna have a little conversation about how you got from Orlando to Charleston. You had a great high school career down in Orlando. How did you come about coming here to the College of Charleston?
Well, my recruitment process, I had probably 6, 7 offers, and then Charleston was actually the school that offered me last. They were the last offer I had. But I only took 3 visits. They were my second visit. It was between this school and Kennesaw State. Mm-hmm. So I went here first, then I went to Kennesaw. But I knew right after I came home from Kennesaw that I wanted to come here.
Now, little Anilys back in grade school or middle school, probably playing basketball. When was that kind of aha moment that you're like, you know what, I want to play in college?
It was I would say middle school. When I started taking it serious, people started I had potential to actually play basketball at a good level. So yeah, I would say middle school.
Now, did you have a mentor or a coach that you really, now that you look back on it, really was very instrumental in your basketball career?
I would say all my coaches rising up, because when I was little I had different coaches. They started the process, but as I got older, I stick to one trainer, my trainer in Florida, Ryan Van Loo. Yeah, he really put basketball into me for.
All right, now what's your strength? When if I was to Anilys, describe yourself, sell yourself to me as a basketball player, what's your strength on the basketball floor?
Well, everybody know I can shoot the ball, but I feel my biggest strength is my confidence, and I like to lead too. So I feel that's my biggest strength.
You talked about training, and it seems like not everybody has a trainer, mm-hmm. but the importance of being able to apply what you do, what you learn from your trainer, obviously onto the basketball floor. Mm-hmm. In terms of AAU, are there moments that kind of it kind of clicked, oh yeah, I've worked on that and it became very easy for you because of your off the court and training situations?
Right, during training sessions, paying attention to details a key for me, because if you pay attention to the details, then it will translate better to the game. So then it just started coming naturally.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good. You practice, put it into play. Obviously, I always tell people when you talk about trainers, mm-hmm. well, there's not chairs and cones in a basketball game. Right. So while you can do it while you're a trainer, you have to be able to translate that into the game. But and we talk on the prowl. We talk to coaches. We talk to players. Everybody has a different perspective. Mm-hmm. For you, you're a true freshman. Mm-hmm. Talk about the transition from high school. First of all, in the classroom, mm-hmm. talk about the transition from high school to college.
In the classroom, I feel college is more lenient in a sense, you have more freedom. Mm-hmm. It's not you stuck at school 8 hours a day. You only got 2 classes a day, 1 class, depending on your major and stuff. But transition is just, I think it's more easier for me because I have a lot more free time. I like to do stuff on my own. I'm independent, so I feel it's better than high school.
Now, from a basketball standpoint, what's been the biggest jump for you, the biggest adjustment from high school to college?
I would just say the game just got faster, and everybody's just stronger. People's not lying when they say college everybody's faster and stronger. In high school you just playing regular people. You don't usually people have in the weight room and stuff. Right. But now everybody in college, everybody in the weight room, everybody faster, stronger. I feel that's just it.
Yeah, you don't have somebody there waking you up to make sure you get up to go to school. Right. You're right. You're independent. And so speaking of waking up, what does a typical day look like for you?
Typical day, I probably get up at 7:30 a day. First class at 9, and then second class at 10. Then I have an hour break. Then we have indies, weights, and then practice. So back to back.
Now, being a student athlete, obviously you have to put that time in the classroom as well as on the floor. But basketball's not everything. Mm-hmm. There's more to Anilys than just basketball. So right. When you're not getting shots up or working on your craft, what are some of the things you like to do?
I just to chill, be in my bed, watch shows, hang out with my teammates for.
All right, so which is good because you need that downtime. You need that relaxation. Speaking of your teammates, I've had the pleasure of watching y'all, all throughout this season. Obviously, a solid season thus far. Your teammates, kind of take us in the locker room. What makes your family, in terms of your basketball team, just so close knit and having that great relationship in the locker room?
I just feel like there's no like bad, like nobody's like intentionally trying to like disrupt the team. Like usually some teams they have players that are like trying to disrupt, but no, we all support each other. We all support our successes. Like anytime anybody's down, we pick them back up. So like stuff like that.
In the era of NIL and obviously transfer portal and things of that nature, how hard is it as a student athlete to keep the team first, but also, you're an individual and you want to be able to have your shine so that you can possibly get that NIL, type situation. So how hard is that for you as a student athlete to be able to put one aside for the betterment, of the team?
It's not that hard for me because I've always put others before myself, and my time will come. So like, I don't think it's really like a challenge for me. It's just like my time will come. I got put in the work. It's gonna come.
Now you knew coming into college, obviously you were going to play. You put in the time, you put in the effort. Was there a point in the season, or let's just go back to the very first game? You had a solid opener there. Is there a moment that you're kind of like, oh man, I'm here, I'm in college? Like, what was that moment like for you stepping on the floor at TD Arena in a game setting for the first time?
I don't know. I just feel like when I first stepped, the first game I stepped on the floor, I knew like how fast the game was. That was probably like the the what's it called?
Just that transition.
Transition. Like
Right.
I just felt like the energy, like the crowd, everything. Yeah, I just felt it.
And I know when you guys are on the road, you get to see. I'm assuming not too big of crowds, but this season, the 3 or 4 games that I've been to, really the crowd support has really been strong for you ladies. For you and your teammates, what does it do for y'all when you come out that tunnel and you see, 1,000 people in the stand, they're cheering you guys on?
It's great. I feel like it gives us more energy, like to go in the game. Like we want to put on a show for everybody. So like I feel like that's really what it is. Like we just want to give y'all something good to watch, make sure you keep coming. So we just go out there and play.
I describe when people ask me about you and your teammates, or your teammates, I should say, I kind of describe it as 40 minutes of hell because y'all press the entire time. You run from a physical standpoint, man, you guys have to be in tip top shape because you guys literally press from the time the ball's thrown up for a jump ball to the very end.
We run a lot in practices, but we know that's gonna translate to the game. That's why we able to do that the whole game, able to keep the pressure, and just keep going.
All right, now I know this new generation, you and your teammates, y'all have to have music for everything, whether it's stretching or warming up. So first of all, let's talk about stretching on a practice day. You're in charge of the aux. You get to play whatever music you want, whatever Anilys. That's what we're going with today. What's your go-to song? What's your go-to artist? What are you bumping in terms of music?
Well, my go-to artists, like my top 3 is like Raw Wave, NBA YoungBoy, and Drake. But most of my teammates don't like Raw Wave like that. But I still play it a little bit. But yeah, they like a little R&B, but I'm more upbeat.
So should I be alarmed that I have no idea? I know Drake. I do know Drake. And you said NBA boy?
NBA YoungBoy.
Okay, yeah, I know him.
Raw Wave, yeah.
The first one I never heard of, Anilys. So you might have to show me or let me listen one day to what that sounds like. I'm one of those ones, Anilys. I probably know the song, just didn't know it was his. I'm one of those types of people.
Right.
So okay. All right, fair enough. So do you have like a pregame routine, ritual? Is that what you're bumping in your
yeah, I always gotta have some music playing. Gotta get some downtime for me, just chill, relax my mind, and then I just get ready to play.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, everybody seems to have that routine, especially on game day, whether it's like putting the right sock on first and then the left sock. Like, are you kind of a superstitious person as well?
I mean, not like that. I just gotta like make sure my hair look good. That's probably it.
but at least, you're playing so hard that you're sweating. So does that not bother you?
No, it's still gonna look good.
Okay, gotcha. So that is.
You gotta make sure it stays good.
Okay, so that's a good question because usually back in the past when you think of women in sports, like for the most part, I don't want to say they don't necessarily care what they look like because they just want to hoop. But now is there like a shift in that you females now y'all do? I call it like the Angel Reese effect because Angel seems to always have her hair done, her makeup done, I don't necessarily know if you can do nails in basketball. That might be not
Depends
good.
on the person. Like me personally, I couldn't do it.
Okay,
Like, some
gotcha.
people do play with nails. I don't know how, but
Okay, all right, fair enough. And speaking of Angel Reese and the WNBA, what effect has the rise of the WNBA had on you? You being a younger, obviously a true freshman, and just that younger generation, because, well, just not too long ago, there really was not a big WNBA. I mean, it's always been around, but not to the stardom that it is now.
Right.
How much has that kind of affected you and your ability as a player?
I mean, it's big for the women's side of basketball because like they setting us all up. The young generations, like they setting us up to be something bigger than they are now. So I feel like that's just like affected us to make us better. Like it's giving us motivation to be better.
Do you have a favorite WNBA team?
I would say the Aces.
Okay, the Aces. Now, is there, because this is a two-part question, and not necessarily have to be your favorite player, but who's your favorite player?
Paige Beckers.
Okay, and then who do you pattern your game after?
I would say probably Sabrina Ionescu.
Okay. That's a pretty good person to pattern your game after. I would say she seems to do okay for the Liberty. So. And now I got the expansion. Now, are you any worried? Expansion sometimes it can dilute the talent. We got some new teams coming to the WNBA this year. So, what are your thoughts about the WNBA expanding?
I think it's great. I think it gives like more girls the opportunity to go pro, just because there's more teams, more roster spots. So I think it's great.
All right, now let's talk a little bit about your teammates. Like you mentioned that your hair has to be done. Like who's the best dresser on the team?
The best dressed?
Yeah, like just like fly. Is there one that just really?
I'm gonna have to give it. I got like two.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Niley, or I'm gonna say Aubrey.
Okay. All right. There you go.
My freshman.
That's right. Okay. Gotcha. Now, who's the best dancer?
Ooh, dancer. Dang. I'm gonna give it to Aubrey too, because she's a little goofy.
Okay.
So she just be dancing.
Now, you're on a road trip, and you have to bus back, and you have to sit by somebody. Just for whatever reason, you gotta double up. Who's the best person to double up with, and who's the one person you're like, no, not today?
I would say the best person. I would say Camilla.
Okay.
And then the worst,
you can throw your team under. It could be just because they're gonna talk your ear off. Or
yeah, I'm gonna say Rissa, because she talk a lot. She like to bother people.
Okay, all right.
She cool.
Yeah, fair like that. Now, if you had the chance to prepare the pregame meal, which is gonna be whatever Anilys wants, what's the go-to pregame meal for you?
No, I like our meals. Well, I usually get like Olive Garden, like pasta. I like pasta.
Okay.
So I would say that. Okay. Or like some simple like rice and chicken. I don't like to eat much right before a game.
Okay, like kind of be light.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And then of course, you're from Orlando, which is the home of Disney World.
Right.
Not to be confused with Disneyland, because until maybe a year ago, at least I figured out how you can tell the difference. So Disney World, in the word world, you have ORL, Orlando,
yeah,
and then Disneyland, LA.
LA, yeah.
So I used to get those mixed up all the time, but now I know. So as somebody's from Orlando, just how annoying is it being in Orlando, knowing all the tourists and the millions of people that come through your city, especially the traffic right there on was it I-4? Never a dull moment there.
Yeah. But it just depends. Like, being from Florida, like, you already know, like, the tourist areas. Like, me, I stay, like, right next to tourist area. I stay right next to Universal. Oh. So, like, I'm right in there. But, like, you just know when it's, like, the time of the tourists. Like, they usually be up there, like, during lunchtime.
Right.
Like, 5 o'clock. Those are, like, the worst times. Like, we know as like, Floridians to not go anywhere at that time.
Kind of like for us here in Charleston, not to go downtown, try to get into Mount Pleasant that time because of that's traffic. Okay, so traffic doesn't bother you because what we perceive as traffic here in Charleston, you probably laugh at being from Orlando.
Florida is way worse.
Okay, gotcha. Charleston, College of Charleston. Just what makes it so special? You mentioned you had some other opportunities as well, but you ended up choosing it. What just made Charleston kind of stand out from the rest?
Charleston, the city itself, like I'm a city girl, like Orlando, but like I just like the way the city is. Like it's nice to look at, and then like the program, it just fits my style of play. Like we play defense, we hit a lot of shots. Like that's just the way I want to play.
And I would imagine you said you're a shooter, you're a scorer, so being able to play in Coach Harmony's system like that, that has to be appealing, knowing that honestly you don't get yelled at for shooting, you get yelled at for not shooting. Am I correct in my assessment?
Yeah, she gets mad a lot when you don't shoot the ball.
And talk about Coach Harmony. She seems to be a player coach. She gives you ladies the freedom to be yourself. What's it like playing for Coach Harmony?
She's great. She keeps it real with everybody. Like a lot of coaches like to sugarcoat. She doesn't really do that. She says it straightforward, and you know what you got to do.
All right. I know we talked about the WNBA, but you're a basketball player, so I feel like I could ask you about the NBA as well. So, we'll really test your Orlando knowledge here.
Ooh.
Who's the greatest Orlando Magic player ever?
Oof. I don't even know.
You got two. I feel like it's one of the big guys, either Shaq or Dwight
Shaq.
Howard.
I would say Shaq.
Were you around when Shaq was playing?
I was little, but
right.
no.
You remember him playing there,
Yeah,
and then of course Dwight Howard as well.
Yeah.
Okay, who's the greatest NBA player of all time?
Oh, I got two goats. Okay. I would say Kobe Bryant and Carmelo Anthony. Those are my two goats.
Okay, that's interesting, at least because most people do have two goats, but it's usually Michael Jordan, or this younger generation seems to think LeBron James. So okay. Yeah, Kobe. Kobe was solid, and Melo as well. So, are you up on like today's NBA?
A little bit. I know a little bit.
A little bit. Yeah. Who's like the go-to guy now?
I like watching like Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
He's entertaining to watch.
Okay.
And then from Orlando, I would say Anthony Black or Paolo.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you get to go to a lot of Magic games?
Yeah. Okay. I can go to the games. I've met Paolo actually.
Okay. All right. Nice. Well, you're killing it here. Like you have all these answers, and I mean that's good. Just to be able to, and especially impressive as a freshman. Right. Most freshmen kind of clamor up. So I'm assuming in a big shot, like you're wanting the ball rotated to you so that you can knock it down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right. And shooting is your best thing.
Mm-hmm.
3, mid range, pull up, floater.
Just about anywhere.
You got it all. Okay. All right. So what's for you? What's the next step that you want to grow your game and to make you a better player?
I would just say like have a higher motor, like just to be everywhere, have more effects to the game than just scoring the ball, doing all the little things. So like just to have a higher motor, do all the little things better.
Like those 50-50 balls.
Mm-hmm.
And defending. Yeah. Those are things, we always say control the controllable. You do know at least those are things that you can get you more minutes if you get those 50-50 balls.
Right.
Okay. So that's what we're going to work on that during the off season. Mm-hmm. Are you going to stay here this summer, or are you going back to Orlando?
No, I'm going back to my city.
Okay. Charleston's is not it, right?
Nah, I've been here I ain't been to my city in since Christmas.
Nice.
So
well, that would be, maybe you can talk to Coach Harmony about getting a game against Stetson? Is Stetson the closest college to your?
Relatively, yeah.
Right, I would think, because there's so many D1 schools there, in Florida. So
yeah,
right there in D-Land would be okay. This has been a blast, Anilys. Like I said, I've kind of seen you from a distance, and so I wanted somebody who was entertaining and could talk. I'm still not sure about the Carmelo Anthony is the greatest, but we're gonna let that slide, Anilys. I'm sure when your teammates see this podcast, I'm sure that may be a topic of conversation on the bus. Like, did y'all hear what the freshman said? She literally said Carmelo Anthony is the GOAT. Yeah. But that's the beauty of basketball, is it's a debate, and what you feel, somebody else may not feel. And so that's just why we love this game. So I love the fact that you came on the podcast. You had a great time. I had a great time talking to you and getting to know you. And obviously looking forward to seeing you for the next couple of years here in a Cougar uniform.
Thank you for having me.
All right, that's Anilys Rolon joining us here on The Prowl, giving us an inside look into her and just her thoughts and, just Charleston basketball. That's the freshman from Orlando. Thanks for watching this episode, and we'll see you next time.